control. We're going back to Respawn. It's been his favoured game mode. I mean, yes, they didn't win the hardpoint at the start of this best of 5, but they have won so many recently. Scott in chat is saying it's a free W and it's a cold finish. He says he thinks that they're wrapping this one up here. I mean, it could well be on the cards. I'm sure. Was it Hacienda the last time? I think that they had the control win to get the reverse sweep started. I'm gonna have to look back at that actually.
I believe it was Vault. I think you said it was Vault.
That was Vault. Yeah, your memory is on right now. How do you remember that? I have no clue. But yeah, well done. Yeah, it was Vault. So I mean, it's not going to be what they were using to do it, but jinxing it is what Abstract thinks is going to happen. But the way that it's going, it is looking good. And I don't know why my YouTube decides it's doing some weird things here just now on the screen, which is make sure that is
fair enough. But
working.
I'd say an interesting map 3 then. Neither team has given each other a look on this yet, so there's not going to be any sort of pre-strat counter break-offs that you could potentially have seen in the other maps that were played in the previous series. This is a new territory, so both teams will be likely going in with their defaults. There's not too much in terms of reading and adaptations you can do before this match, so this is going to be a clean slate, a clean look. And Hasty Control is a weird one. It's I think the Americans call it a fake AR map. It feels like it should be 2 ARs, but most of them run 3 subs and sometimes even run 4 subs on this map. Yeah. So the pace is rapid when it comes to hitting the hallways. But one solid AR player could really spell the difference here, and I think both teams have takeover potential from their ARs. But like I said, if King Smokey comes back, this might be an interesting one. If not, then Scott might be right. Magma might be closing this out.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. I think we've got ourselves in the lobby. We're getting ourselves ready and set up the callcaster sides of things. I think people are asking if we're ready to go, and well, we're definitely ready to go. We're ready to finally see where we go from here. Are we going to see another 4th or maybe 5th map this time in this series? Or are we going to see the sweep here in the final best of 5? And will we see crown our grand champions here after this map? We'll just have to wait and see, as we will be loading in towards that map. And that is going, like we said, Hacienda, the beautiful map that is here over in Spain. I wish I could go and visit and have the villa to myself. I'm afraid I don't have enough money to have a villa as big as this, but maybe one day I will.
Yeah, maybe one day. Let's cast some World Championships and we might have enough sponsorship deals to do that through. But now, beautiful map, the vineyards of Spain. We return to the beautiful sunny side, Villa Estate. Very sort of raid-esque in terms of aesthetic. But Magma, the side with the advantage and the first offense, we're on board with Bing Bong here to kick us off.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go on towards the reigning leaders just now. Bing Bong going up towards this B site. Gonna get information though. See, as soon as somebody jumps onto that B zone, the nade comes in and Zapo is wiped off a B. 2 kills in the feed go their way, and all of a sudden they can get 2 players on that zone already to get the early pressure and the early points.
Almost like a search and destroy break there. Pre-nades over the top to catch that player out on the A point. But Zeldos does answer back with 2. As I say though, Bing Bong swings it back again. Trades going back and forth. Smokey P on the point. It's a technical 1v1 here for a little bit, as both players jumping around, elusive to each other here, and Bing Bong will spot him and will clean up Smokey P, and he actually bops up and finds a second one. A 1-drop from hell, jumps against the 3rd. Bing Bong with a huge first life in the first round of this control. He does not want this series to go on any longer.
And I've just ruined his clip for him for coughing because I got so excited. I'm so unfortunate, but Bing Bong, what a way to do it. Hawks now got a double himself. Good, some crit pressure. He got a second ticket progression towards B. Now, 2 players stack in the zone. V2 COD will find Smokey P, and Smokey P's not started off good as well in this respawn, and now that'll be the minute secured. Now, stack on towards the A zone they go. Nasty will be dealt with. Kudra finds him. V2 COD from up window is going to drop down. See Smokey P going through outside. Finds the 2 of them as well. And there you go. You're getting just as excited as eventually he's found by Zeldris. And there we go. The stop.
Big play from V2. I didn't expect him to drop right there into the 3-man stack. But if you come away with 2, you can do what you want. As the trades come into Magma now and they regain control of the map. Zapo though has slipped the net here. and can work a pinch as the rest of his team have to fight out of that hard stat. But I don't know how much time he really has as the ticker progressions are racking up quite quick. The contest has to come in. He can't go up top, but the trades do come through. Kudra makes it a 1 versus 1 to Nasty, and Nasty will win it and seal the round just like that. That was a clean round. Magma are firing all cylinders now. You got big plays from V2, Bing Bong. Not even the guys we already spoke about before this map, but they're showing up here for their team.
Yeah, definitely showing up. There's absolutely ruining every single member of 7 Cents. I missed this from Smokey P though. This is what he needs to be doing, but he took a while to get himself heated up. I don't even know if this is actually Smokey P because it's the Codcaster glitch, I'm sure. So maybe it isn't Smokey P because he runs a sub for the most part. So I mean, maybe he picked that up, but I don't know. The joys of Codcaster, we'll never know who that really was because we didn't see it on screen. It was probably, I don't know, Kudra or something. It's one of the two.
I would have guessed. I think Kudra runs the underbarrel. I think Zeldris has the no underbarrel AR, so that probably was Kudra. But we love Codcaster. It's only been broken for 18 months. Don't worry about that.
No, it's not broken.
As we go towards the offensive side, Kudra with nades over the top. Not quite as effective as the Magma was with their pre-nades. But trades coming through. 3 for 1 in the feed. Bing Bong last player up here towards top plat. Just trying to play his life as the side of 7 Cents hop on the point and get some progression. And wow, Kudra rips him. That foregrip, it definitely was this, guys. The foregrip is running through. Shots coming down onto the fence, but that player will stay alive to cause a bit of congestion. Pistol out, trades come through, and a bit of clearance here for the side of 7 Cents.
Yeah, this is the joys with Codcast as well. I'm looking at numbers, I'm pushing the number on my stream deck, and it's not them. I'm like, oh well, we missed in the gunfight that I was going to see, but that is all fun and games as Zebo and El Sass were chasing. Bing Bong, though, will be found, and that's from Kudra. They're stopping the zone for now, but only for a matter of seconds as Zebo will clear it now. They'll start to get the second ticket progression finally secured. Now trying to find the third, but the contest is coming in here from Hawks. He's staying alive. He's found one on the kill, and now he's looking for the second, which is Zebo. Keeping that contest and doesn't care now if he goes and challenges or not. But for now,
one thing to note here though is they've actually hopped the other point. Look, they're leaving Hoax here. This guy, this last player on this point, is just playing around with him as long as he possibly can to waste his time, while his teammates are stacking the A point. Zapo has done a hell of a job there to buy his team enough time to get A. Crazy strategy coming out of 7 Cents, but it does pay dividends as they get the trades and they do transition back to the B point. But that is Nasty there, making a play through the inside of Connector, and will clean up what looks like to be the left of the players there in transition.
Yeah, very well noticed there on that fade off. The players are killed out though, and they're all pushed back of their spawn. Now this is the opportunity here to push up and get them caught in the spawn trap here, potentially. Got players watching angles on both sides, but not watching that route here getting made by, I assume, Smokey P, who's making that rotation round through Boathouse.
Very, very long rotation. I think he's playing the spawn trap. Yes, he will be spawning the players towards the back right of the 10. He gets in, blocks the spawn, spawns them deep towards boats. Now they need to trade out V2, but as I say, that V2 finds 2 and stays alive to get help. Nasty help with the third. A big individual moment there from V2 to stop what would have been a guaranteed round win if he did drop. He's now going to transition towards top connector. Zapo back on the point, pushing through. V2 is in position to trade any kills out. Zeldris finds one, but V2 finds another 2-piece. It's a huge 4-kill life here for V2. He's just keeping this as scrappy as possible, not allowing any control here for the side of 7 Cents.
Yeah, this is it though. It's like life might actually come into play here. 7 versus 12 in favor of 7 Cents. Make that 12 versus 6, 12 versus 5. 3 dead in the feed. Opportunity to stack the zone. All 4 members are there. The zone is secured. And 7 Cents will win their attack round as well. Here we go. We're 1 for 1 on attack.
Here we go. I said it, man. The French never say die. Never ever do they say die. They will run it down until their last breath. As this is definitely not Smokey P. This is Kudra absolutely shooting rockets in that round with his AR, cleaning up players left and right. 14 and 8. A stellar performance so far.
Yeah, you're ripping people off of headies and all as well. Exactly what you want to be doing with your AR, especially playing the pace that he's playing as well. That is a great performance from him so far in this control. And this is what's trying to bring them and keep them in touch and distance with Project Magma, because they can't afford to lose the control, because that will be the end of their final chance of being grand champions. But now with their defense, they know how quickly they lost out last time. How do they push it this time? With pressure and with everything. 3 dead in the feed they go.
Similar play, but a different look. Instead of going out or into the nades, they run it down top middle. Smokey P, playing at the pace he likes, finds 3 in a row. He's starting to get heated up now, 10 and 10. We mentioned it early on. If he can just at least go 1 for 1, this team has a great chance of winning because the rest of the players are shooting right now. And he's giving them that. And you start to see the swing in the momentum.
Yeah, certainly making a difference with him actually showing up the way he shows his true performance. He's on a streak of 4. He's found another on a V2. Now he's spotted the player potentially going for a secret there. He decides to go a different direction. Maybe just missed him, but knows there is a player over towards that zone. It's going to be nasty. Teammates trying to deal some damage with him. They're going to get the pinch in, but he's going to find the kill. Shoots out that as well. Gets more time towards that house arm, but a good defense so far. They've got a 7 life advantage as well.
Yeah, not a ton of map pressure coming from 7 Sense in terms of they're still quite deep in their spawn, but they are winning the trades crucially when it matters. They're not sort of putting any spawn traps. They're just sort of playing it very tidy, very deep in the spawn around the objectives. Not electing to try and push up and maybe get some timings. As I said, there's Smokey P on rotation through the wide side of the map. Got to spot that one player bottom line, clean him up, and now Chalo towards the point. Information should come in. 4 down though, as Zapo and Kudra combine in the top hallways, and now we get to see a bit of a push-up, a bit of aggression on the map to cut any reinforcements. It's looking like time is ticking down, and unless any daring players can make the run across bottom middle, that will be a defensive round win and a 0 tick for the side of 7 Sense. A very good defense.
Yeah, so I mean, a fantastic way to defend. Don't allow any ticks considering they lost the full defensive round the first time out. Now it's going to be a difficult task here for Project Magma to do the exact same, and then otherwise it'll be a 7 Sense. If it goes to a 2-2, it's going to be a 7 Sense advantage on this defense. But Project Magma still have their opportunity here now. All they need is to hold them out completely as well. Once again on 7 Sense, 1 ticket progression for 7 Sense, even on that losing round, will give them the defense going in to that final round on round 5.
Indeed, but we saw how that played out last time when a team was trying to secure defense. They ended up losing it anyway, so it's a bit of a curse when it comes to that. As I say that Magma open up 3 in the feed, some good clearance here. Last player sort of spotted out here on the connector. Zeldris is able to find 1 though and buy some time for his team. But a good opening break there for Magma. Some early picks and some early control.
Yeah, and you've got V2 caught up in the back spawn. Hawks finds another on towards Kudra now.
The dance of the fences as the 2 players circle each other around. Hoax will eventually find it. V2 now on the pinch through Lambo, bombing it down, going to go into the lobby, knowing these players are going to be off spawn. Finds 1, transitions towards the back right. I love these routes here. He's just causing the split spawns all across the back of the map. Really going to be difficult for 7 Sense to group up. As I say that though, the gunfights do come in. Smokey with a big 1v1. And a great team shot there from Kudra and Zeldris to find Hoax off the fences. And they do get a bit of pressure now, but not a lot of time. They do need to start stopping clock soon.
Yeah, they start stopping the clock there towards A, but then they transition towards B to fall over towards that A zone. There's only 1 member left alive here. It's Kudra inside that B. Bing Bong's watching the angle, the tightest of angles he ever needs as well, and they're holding out here where they need to in this defense. But can 7 Sense stop this time again? We're 19-6 on the clock. He's managed to stop the zone for now. That's Zippo on the zone on towards A, and the ticket progression is all he needs. That's all he cares for, and he's got it. It is done. They've got the defense guaranteed now. But they can win it here if they can.
Defense. Yes, but I think right now, if you're Project Magma, you need to stomp them right now. No more. You know you've got the offense now last round, but you did win it first time. Just get some momentum now. Stomp them out. No more ticks. Don't let them get anything going. But as I say, that 3 in the feed out of absolutely nowhere come in from the side of 7 Sense. Last player they seem to have read as well. Zedris rips his head clean off, and they're on both points. 2-2 stack on both points. The side are going to come in towards A. Zeldris going to waste some time. He's going to drag 2 players with him. 2 ticks on A, 2 ticks on B. This is a huge set of gunfights. So Smokey P needs to stay alive on the point as V2 finds an extra kill on the pitch. Not going to have a lot of time left, but he wins a huge 1v1 and stays alive, buying time for his team. Can they get to any objectives, though? They will touch A with 0.7 on the clock. Zeldris wins the 1v1 as well and stays alive. Transitioning through. Bates out. Kudra gets the trade. A crazy turn as they combine to find 3 kills.
What am I watching here? Call of Duty turned on its head. It looked like the game was done on with a matter of seconds. They've secured an extra minute. They're one more tick of progression towards winning the map. And they're pushed up. They're winning their gunfights. 2 more players to fall in that feed, and that could be potentially a round win. Smoky P's waiting his time though. Finds Nasty. Inside 10, there's another one. Bing Bong is lying down. He's going to be shot at but not dealt with. And Smoky P is 21 and 15. This is what we've been needing for him. And if he continues to do this, this could be the round win. Oh, it's unfortunate, but it's still got time to play with.
Smoky P, unfortunately with the shots on Bing Bong, but he does take 3 with him to the grave before he drops on the point. And Zapo with the exact same pinch. The top plat finds 3 himself. He's just called, make it all 4. He's called game. He's called game. It's a 4-piece, all in the feed. That's done. 7 cents. They never ever say die.
No. Wow. What a round. 3-1 leading here for this control once again in favor of the 7 cents roster. They find it, and when it looks like it was all but over, it looked like that was going to be going the way of Project Magma. They were going to get their attack, though, they had to be doing, but you know what? They decided they've overcommitted. They've sent too many members in. 7 cents cleared them out of the way. Obviously, that kills and all that on the board are wrong there, but Smokey P had a phenomenal performance, and it's exactly what they needed from that 7 cents roster. They got themselves that control win. Zippo with a multi-kill in the end as well, guaranteed to tick progression.
Absolutely, and we said it several times, right? If Smokey can at least, go neutral, this is what this roster can do. The other 3 guys are playing pretty lights out right now. If Smokey can just, elevate to that level, they're in the absolute shout of reverse sweeping this final. And up next, we've got Skyline. And if you're 7 cents, you've already won this map once. It wasn't pretty, but you got the job done. You know you can beat him here. Now, for the side of Magma, in the inverse of that, you know that, yes, you lost this map, but it was by 5 points. And for the majority of the map, you were playing better cards. So calm it down. Take a breath. Don't play into their game. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run this pace up to 25 when this map starts. You've got to breathe, abuse the fact that you're much better, it seems to be, when you're in positional plays, and just work yourself out as a team, and you'll have this win.
Yeah, I mean, it's some phenomenal card we're watching. You said we needed a strong map from Smokey P, going neutral at least. He was well above neutral at least on that one, which is what he needs. And yeah, Zapo just had a great performance. Zeldris with that AR was just absolutely lasering as well. I mean, the way they won it, it was convincing. Now they're going into another respawn. This time, Skyline, where they did win in the first series. I think we're swapping around sides here again, so we're just going to make sure we change that up. But the reverse sweep chance on the cards. We've seen it in the winners final last time out, but it was the other way round. It was Magma that got that reverse sweep. And
it almost feels like this is just a matchup of who's got the better map pool. They're both so evenly matched when it comes to these maps. Every map's like tooth and nail, scratching and clawing for little bits of advantages. So whoever's more comfortable in the vetoes, it almost seems like is going to win this. And given that 7 cents won this last time, this is probably, well, hopefully, we're going to get a map 5.
Could well be. It could be a map 5 protocol search and destroy to end the series if we see a 7 cents win, considering they have already won on this map, but it was a close one last time out, right? Could be the same again. It's an absolute blow-up map for sure. And now we're going to see who is going to have the ice in this one, who's going to have the strength to go out and win this one. Project Magma looking to win and win the series and win the grand finals, but we've had that opportunity before and they've kind of thrown it away when they had the lead. But now it's the chance. The reverse sweep on the cards. I'm looking forward to it. Skyline once again. Here we go.
Yep. If you ever wanted a blockbuster to decide a tournament, Skyline Hardpoint is where you go. There's going to be about 100,000 engagements in the next 10 minutes of gameplay, and we will not stop as 7 cents on the good side this time, in fluxing what they did last time. Let's see as Zeldris here goes to the piano.
Go. Spots all 3 players, finds the first blood. Good start. Back and forward it goes, so
3 down, but Hoax left up, and you see that there the adaptation came in. 7 cents last time Stat Kitchen and Magma went cat. This time 7 cents will go cat, and they meet them. The counterplays on counterplays. This is the chess match you do when you play each other so many times in the tournament.
I've never been good at chess, let's be honest. I've never been good at COD either. But that being said, these boys are showing exactly why they love this map. 7 cents just finding blue in the feed. They're finding 2 for every 1 so far in Project Magma, but they're not getting as much time as they'd probably like, but it is only P1. At least they have the sponsor P2. Zeldris once again gets a couple before he falls, and now the remaining time of scrap time will be challenged here from Bing Bong, but somehow he falls. And they have the control here of this second hardpoint.
Yeah, it's a big win there from Kudra. He just delays the push. Just all he's trying to do there on that scrap time is delay the push. It's what we would call a good death, right? You're there, all you're doing is wasting time, and if you die, you're still going to spawn in. So he does tenfold with that, and as I say, Smokey P starting here as well, 4 and 2, finds a big 2-piece there to alleviate pressure on the time. Gonna get spotted though from the zip line. Hoax gets up, gets 1, tries to stay down in the time. Zapo, the 2v1 challenge should come in. Zeldris finds 2, and the trades go in the favor of 7 cents yet again. They're even shooting each other here. The Frenchmen are absolutely off their chops as the side of Project Magma now stack through piano.
They're definitely off their chops. I love that one. I love it. That is the best thing I've heard so far. Got to keep that going. Nasty with the 2-piece though. That is pretty nasty from him, but he's not doing as good a work as he has been doing in the last series, the winner series. Bing Bong doing some good work there in the back. We'll get the hard point broken into, the last bit of scrap time going their way, and they've got a player already set up inside kitchen. That's going to be V2 COD, who's going to have to try and heat up as well. He's been a little bit lackluster in terms of the kills department. It's kind of letting the team down a little bit more than others, but if he can show up here, they can finish this map out. I've got the overlay on the screen block as well. We're going to turn it off so you can actually see what's going on there. It might be difficult for you to read as well, but you're a professional. You've got this. You don't need it.
I mean, I was about to say, even without being able to see the mini-map, Nasty was absolutely farming players coming through mid-map, as they're alleviating all pressure on the hill, and he's still out there now. And actually, great communication right there. Hoax picks up the player on the full pinch, which means they must have had that read. Let's see if he reacts to the second one, though. It's not going to be in time. Kuja with a heads-up play on the pinch finds both players with the AR to alleviate some pressure and retain the spawn control. But as I say that, number 3 is Bing Bong, is going to be in the back of the map in the hedges. Not going to expect this split push, but it's good movement here. Manages to get away, but Zeldris isn't going to lose that one. Early pressure, early control of P4 is to 7 cents.
Yeah, he's going to push up into the back here, the spawn position here to make sure they hold it. But V2 COD instantly knows where to challenge when he comes down from that top stairwell. He also knows where to challenge inside the zone, thinking bathtub is where you're going to be. And he does find that kill, and now Project Magma trying to close the gap here. A little bit behind, but not so much as they might actually take the lead here inside P4. But the players in the back, Nasty is the player you got to deal with. He is found just as we jump on board. But now, Kudra finds Bing Bong as well. He's going to try and shoot at Hoax, but Hoax is sliding on through. We'll find that kill in through that locker side. And now, Zeldris with 1, but the spray is going for Hoax. He's 4, 5 in a row. Should we make it? And now they've got the control. They've got the lead, and the hardpoint is in their favour for now.
I just want to highlight a play there. He only got 1 kill, but Nasty in the back stairs had 3 players pushing him through the kitchen side, and he buys so much time for his team. He manages to get 1 with him as well, but he allows his team to actually push forward into bedroom and then all turn back around, which is how that trades ended up working out in their favor, and Hoax picked up 4 in a row. So a huge heads-up play by Nasty there, buying his life. But the map 1 reset again, advantage early to 7 cents, but it looks like number 2 in V2 has actually managed to zip up into the P2 side of the map and not been found. As I said, though, number 8 looks like he's chasing down a Smokey P, and he will get the trade, but V2 does enough there. He does take Kudra with him, and also allows Hoax to now get a spawn in with his team.
Yeah, so they got the spawns in the back for P2. They're not have the hard point in their hands here, but they have some kills going their way. Now it's going to be Zephyr at the fall next into the gun of Hoax. And nobody's on the zone for now. Smokey P though beams him at range here, even with a Jacko in hand. Still outgunning that AR on the heady, which is surprising. Now he's going to find 1. He's going to add a second, and oh my god, the 3-piece in a row has got himself that hardpoint control.
Smokey P, it's King Smokey season as he starts to heat up, flies towards the P1 side of the map, but Nasty, if anyone was going to shut him down, it was going to be Nasty, as the late scrap time does go to Magma, but the early rotation is in Zeldris with a decent position, but the double chal is in, the teamwork on point, but Zapo does find a trade over the top. Stuns and nades going to come through the vent here as Nasty gets to the back of the map, spots 1 in transition, but Kuja with the AR at range is able to win that. V2 flying in, finds 1 to contest some of this time. It's an absolute bloodbath as players, trades flying left and right. V2 does find 1, though he fights 3. Yes. V2, you mentioned him early on, he did to turn up, and he's making big plays now as Hoax comes in for the looks like it's going to be the last sweep. The unfortunate thing here though is the whole time 7 Cents has had spawns and Smokey P ripping it up with 3, going to transition through the hill. V2 is going to drop the Zapo. So in all of that madness, they still can't get any control.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy amount of constant back and forwards, a couple of kills, 3 kills in a row and such, like, just not enough to hold on to that spawns and hold on to that time. 7 Cents will take the lead, but we're going into P3, in towards the kitchen. The party's already started in there as Zapo finds 1, makes that 2 before he does fall. The control is in favour of 7 Cents for now as they've got that spawns towards P4. Also going to have the hardpoint under control as well. Smokey P has found 2 in a row. He was on a 5 spree before he's found out. Now Kudra keeping the party here, keeping it alive as the ticks and the progression still gets made, but the break is in. Project Magma getting control.
Yeah, and again, a play you won't see in the kill feed there, but Bing Bong manages to slip the net into bedroom and actually drags I think that was Zeldris all the way out of position, which allows the collapse in the hill. So Magma with some great team with some good routes here coming in from them. They're actually number 4 doing a route right now as they're able to pinch mid and again collapse with his team. So great decision making and route making from Magma. They're playing good COD here. They just need to tighten up a little bit on some of the trades.
Yeah, well, Magma's managed to get themselves back in the lead. They've got the spawn side and they've seen 7 Cents spawn out towards P2. Nasty, the only one in the back though, he's dealt with, and V2 COD, who's not in the right position he wants to be at. He's going to have to start making his way. Nasty. Now, hardpoint is lost. It's in favour of 7 Cents once again, but he's going to go in through that front. Inside wardrobe, the player's going to be to his right hand side, but he's also got the player back holding spawns, so he's going to have to be a difficult position for him. As Hawks finds Smokey P, V2 COD finds Zeppo. Now, the only one player in the back is holding the spawns, and that's who you have to find next. V2 COD knows where he is. Can't deal with him though. Zell just wins that gunfight. Gets some damage on the Hawks as well.
Oh, it's good effort there with the Omni movement to try and skip past that guy in the bathtub, but not enough in the chamber here with his pistol. The late break does come in for Magma, but they don't seem to realize the spawns have flipped yet. They will definitely know now as number 4 Nasty has swung the back wide open, but the timing's coming in all over the place. Micro timings, but he will turn around and big shots on the Kuja, rips his head clean off, and the scrap time does go in their favor. But I feel like a broken record. Yet again, 7 Cents has early control of P1.
Yeah, early control. Kudra though, from up top being found. Bing Bong finds the 2 now. 3 dead in the feed, only one's on the zone, and they know exactly where he is. They'll get that. That's 4 dead. That's the zone, and now they're past the 200 point mark. You've got Hawks on a 5 spree, you've got Nasty on a 3 spree, and this is just looking hella nasty for 7 Cents because they're going to have a big comeback to try and deal with here as they do challenge Bing Bong, but he turns and he guns as he's been doing so far this series once again. 29 and 17 he goes. He's going to get towards that 30 mark before this hardpoint is out. But here comes the Hellstorm from Nasty. Going to get them off of that zone for now.
Just trying to get some P1 time and zone some control. What is interesting to note, by the way, Hoax also has a Hellstorm. So that's another piece of utility there for the side of Magma. This 2 hill runners absolutely lit the feed up in terms of streaks. So they are in a great position to close out this map and this finals. They just need to have one more hold. But as I've said many a time, 7 Cents, they don't know how to say die. So if anyone's going to make it messy, it is going to be the French side.
Yeah, 100%. They're making it messy as much as they can, but the 7 Cents need to start getting in this time. They need to get the zone, and from now on out, it needs to be perfect hardpoint. And if it's in control in orange, it's not good for them. Trade for trade it goes. They do get the break in here, but now it's time to challenge this. There's still plenty of time here on the cards for 7 Cents, but Project Magma can win it on this hardpoint still.
They're trying to slow the game down like this, but Nasty does find 2 and is traded out by Hoax. I really like that play there. They slowed the tempo right down there.
I am lagging like hell. I don't know what's happened, ladies and gents. It looks like we have crashed out. Avo? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? I have no idea what happened there, but I
Your
assume
your your net hit the gritty, and that was
e-
that.
everything went. Yeah.
Well, Magma won.
Yeah, I assumed that, yeah. Hold on. Hello, boys.
How we doing?
Hey.
Oh,
I
fucking
am
hell.
not live just now. I don't know what happened at the end there, but everything crashed out for me, so I missed the ending of that game. But I assume you went on to win it.
Yes, mate.
Yeah. So
Holy
yeah,
shit.
that's unfortunate for me to get you in there. Yeah. Yeah. So you lost that, but well done. I'm not even going to be able to get you an interview on the stream because the stream crashed. But well done. You made it difficult
Cheers,
today.
buddy.
You made it difficult.
We did, mate.
Oh.
We made it
I
very
was
difficult.
You definitely did make it difficult. I was like, oh no, don't say it's going to happen. I'm not going to bring back a reverse sweep here and 7 cents are going to win this as well. But,
Mate,
yeah.
I had visions.
Hey, all good though. It doesn't matter how you win. You win. That's all that
That's
matters.
it. That's it, buddy.
Amen. Amen, brothers. Well played to all of you. Fucking crazy series that was, by
Cheers.
the way. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
fucking hell. Mate, I was shooting wind, like, hopefully you never caught any of them. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
just delete my 1v1 on that. all I could hear was gunshots. I was just, I've got gunshots. That's it, mate.
Right, that's so muted. There we go. Right, so now we should do it right. I'll start again. Okay, Project Magma, well done on the grand finals winners. You took it the hard way around though. First series didn't go to plan. What was the issue on that first set of 5?
I think we just wanted to go for the flawless and not get beat. So we were just challenging weird things.
Yeah, I think
Not
we were
playing
trying
as a
too
team.
hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes the case after winning your first winners final in that reverse sweep fashion. Obviously, the first winners final, you got the disconnect in the first round, and that's kind of what got you to that stage where you had to pull out that reverse sweep. What was your best mode, do you think, in this double best of 5?
I think they were all rubbish. Probably set.
Yeah, maybe
like
that
the
maybe
honesty.
that Vault S&D.
I think S&D was.
A ball
Got you
S&D
to
for
that
that 1v1. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, your S&Ds did go down to the wire. He's actually
Yeah.
had a lead of 2 and map point a few times where I was like, this is it. This could be the end of it, but it got to that round 11. At least you had the ice to close them out. But overall, me and Avo have discussed. Any questions, first of all, Avo, that you want to ask first before we announce that MVP?
Just one thing, I mean, to touch on, I think Hoax mentioned it about trying too hard to win. It definitely felt like that because that 7 Cents team, all they wanted to do was play a million miles an hour against you. They wanted to run it down non-stop. And every time I noticed is when you guys actually slowed it down, even in the listenings, when you slowed it down and you stopped playing that fast, you would like swing a 3 down straight away in your favor. But it felt like in the first series, especially, it was like we want to almost like kind of go toe to toe with them and go for kill records with them. But that seems to be what they want to do. And then in the second series, you saw a complete flip, right? The protocol got a bit hairy in the first map, and then I watched Nasty just sort of slow the tempo all the way down on a P1, and then from there you just ran him over for 2 straight hills. Yeah. So it seemed to very much be like play your own game. I feel like is the story of this rather than playing the run it down game. But yeah, that would be my thing. What sort of flipped that switch? Was it the gap between the series? Did you think like after the first loss, like did you all go away and be like, look, let's stop running at them, let's start pre-aiming a bit more?
Yeah, well, I mean, we all took like a 5-minute break just to sort of reset, refresh, forget about that first best of 5. You know, it was done, finished, can't go back to it. So just went into it. Obviously, a different kind of map set. Protocol is, I think, ours and 7 Senses best hardpoint map. So it just come down to just who was calmer, who had the ice, and then yeah, we just slowed it right down. Second series, just played the fundamentals better than we were in the first, and then resulted in the W. So
yeah, I was a bit worried that it was a skyline that you'd obviously lose out on early on the first series, and I was like, oh, it's another skyline where it could mean that 7 Cents are going to run it down as they have been doing just constantly every single game.
Yeah,
just
we should have beat them on the first skyline. Our rotations were slow, and we didn't set up either, and we took it that close as well when we played bad. So we knew coming to it, if we rotate early,
you know,
hold well, we're winning it.
We learned and then we adapted. So
yeah, you definitely did. Yeah, it was definitely. I don't know what their ending scoreline was because it did obviously crash on my side of my screen. Still shows that black screen of Call of Duty because yeah, fuck Call of Duty. But that being said, before we say our MVP and we award our MVP, if you were to give an MVP between the 4 years, who do you think would be the standout player for that overall? Obviously, the 2 series overall.
I've got to say Hawks for me.
Yeah, I'm down for Hawks.
Well,
he was the most consistent.
I'm going to say it's a whole team.
Well done,
whole team MVPs.
I mean, you all agree with us. I closed my eyes and Vault for some reason at one point in the search.
It might only be Div 6, but I'll bring the passion.
I love it.
Div.
Hey, yeah, it doesn't matter what div you're in, right? You're here to win some shit, innit? You want to be the best.
yeah.
You're the best Div 6 team. Now you go up to Div 5, you do it again.
As we
Show
say,
me the
yeah,
money.
that's it.
Run it
Divlock,
back.
right? Divlock, right? You've not lost well, you've technically lost the series now because you lost the first one of that. But I mean, overall, you've not lost an overall matchup this
Nah,
whole
we've
time through
No, we were undefeated.
divisions. So, I mean, you can't ask for any better than that. And you finish it off with that grand final win in the second best of 5. But I was hoping you were just putting on a show for us, and that was all you were wanting to do. Just make
That
sure
was,
this was a
yeah.
little bit of cinema. 'Cause what was that, 2.5 hours of COD we've had dual cast with me tonight? Because I'm pretty sure on my own that was going to be a hardship, and he managed to carry me along. But I appreciate you staying back and chatting with us as well and having a little interview. Just
thank you for casting.
matchup, and yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate.
thanks very much, mate.
No worries.
Yeah,
Well
appreciate
done on your
it.
grand
Cheers, valuable.
champion.
Thanks.
Well done, and good luck for
Cheers.
next season when it
Cheers.
comes around.
Thank you.
Good luck, lads. Have a good evening.
Cheers.
There we go. We both, well, all of us all in agreements with Hawks being our series MVP. It's good to hear that the players all saw that as well and saw the consistency that he had going forward. I mean, Avo, it's been a pleasure. We got to see more than 3 or 4 maps on our
Hey,
screen
we got 8. We got 8 maps. You know what I mean?
That's
We got
great.
8.
and they were great maps.
And they were
weren't even-
absolute. Every single one of them were bloodbaths the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I'm glad we got to see that, and we got to see the way it went till the end. And yeah, we'll close it out because we'll get to see our. Well, we're not going to see you in the screen anymore, Avo. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But the fact that everything crashed, it wasn't the best. But I really do appreciate you coming along and putting on that information, like putting on the show for us and being part of it, because without you, it was already harder, and it was just a pleasure once again.
No
really do
worries.
thank
My
you for coming
pleasure, my
along,
pleasure,
and
Lewis.
hopefully we'll get some more casts in the future and very soon. And for
I'll
now,
leave you
guys,
to it. Go rest up your voice, yeah?
I will be. I've got cast tomorrow. I've got Rocket League and everything
Oh,
tomorrow.
your Rocket League's crazy, by the way.
It is. Right, no worries. I'm going to go and say goodbye to the recording, and thank you guys. I'll see you this going on Twitter and YouTube and potentially wherever else. But just a quick 7-minute interview of the boys and the winners of Division 6, and obviously Avo, myself. Thank you very much for tuning in to the stream when you did, and I hope you enjoyed that matchup as much as we did. I'll catch you on the next cast.
Thank you very much, guys.
Like, recording stopped. Right, cool. Fucking hell, Jesus. I can't believe it crashed. I never have issues. And at the very final stages,
247 it crashed on.
mate, it was,
247.
it was the worst. It was like my screen froze for a second, and then I was just like, right, what is going on? And then it was just everything just didn't listen. Like, couldn't hear you. And then it was like, you were like lagging out, like robotic. And I was like, oh no. What's happening? I thought they were disconnecting us, everybody or something. I was like, no.
French has got to boot us out, mate.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, DDoS is coming. I thought they were just like, they were raging that this is lost. We'll just end the game here. Hot F4 everything.
I hear that.
How did you think the first race went, by the way?
Oh, Australia was crazy.
Yeah.
Australia was crazy, bro.
I was pretty surprised at that. Not gonna lie, it was. Well, I wasn't surprised. I knew Norris. I had Norris to win it. To be fair, but at the very start, when I woke up in the morning, I was not expecting a couple of crashes from like signs and such. Like I was like, oh, no.
Well, what was it? 16 Fs in one race.
Yeah.
6 is crazy, but yeah. I mean, it was like for all the rookies, that was a welcome to Formula One race. Yeah, you'd go to Australia, you get 3 dry days. Then on the last day, you're in a 60% wet race, then a 10% dry race, and then being all wet again.
Yeah.
And you're driving on intermediates in the dry, and then you're on slicks in the rain. That was a welcome to Formula One. That was this is what we got to deal with, yeah. And I will say, love him or hate him, Max Verstappen was on another planet in that race.
Yeah,
because
I'm surprised as well.
That Red
like, when
Bull
he
was
out-
nowhere near the pace of the McLaren, but he was driving the fucking wheels off of it. So,
Yeah, when he was out and about on that, in like what was it, lap 44, 46, when it was white as hell, and he was still in the slicks, and he was like, everybody else is changing his slicks before that. He was like What? Oh, I guess so. Like everybody else is doing it, better do it. Oh, but yeah.
No, I mean, what notes from me? That McLaren car is a joke. At one point in that race, they were they were lapping the Hasses and Behrman, so the Hasses and Lawson, in 20 laps. In the rain, in 20 laps.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. They were like 23 seconds ahead of Max at that point. And then the deep in Max was 15 seconds ahead of Russell. So Max is even faster than Russell, but they're even faster than him.
Yeah.
So that McLaren has absurd pace.
I'm surprised at the Mercedes as well, to be fair, though. Mercedes were pretty decent. Russell, even Antonelli, like, he was, 14 for some reason?
Oh, yeah, no, Unreal Drive, 16 to 4.
What a drive.
Yeah,
that
16
was,
16, in the rain as well.
In the rain, yeah. Unbelievable.
Like, a great drive from him. The Ferraris were about where I expected them to be. I can't lie. Yeah. Last year, I'm basing it off of last year, right? Every race Ferrari did bad at last year was raining. They sucked in the rain last year. So when I seen it's gonna rain, I was like, this ain't gonna go well. Like it'll take a Charles or Lewis like masterclass to make this go well. But it just didn't happen. And to me, it was no surprise because they were bad in the rain last year, whether it was strategy or just like the car just generally not being very good in the rain.
Yeah.
They were bad. So I expected that. McLaren I didn't expect because McLaren were also bad in the rain last year. But they were just, again, unbelievable in the rain. Mercs were always good in like the cold, dry, like the colder, wet conditions. They were good last year. Like Silverstone, Vegas, things like that. Like very cold. They were good. But no, I mean, Antonelli and Albon probably had the best drives of the weekend.
Albon was great as well. Yeah, that was. Because I was like, obviously he got P4 and then I got to take him away because Antonelli got the dispute and it worked with him. But yeah, it was definitely a great first watch, for sure. And it just shows you, like, even with like the Sauber getting points on the fucking first race,
Hulkenberg in a little really bin.
Points anywhere, mate. Like, what is going on?
He's literally driving a bin and he's got a seventh, a wheelie bin to P7.
Yeah. Right. It was yeah. What do you think China's going to be like though? Do you think it's going to be different story?
Depends on weather.
Is it meant to be warm or is it meant to be raining? I don't remember.
We don't know, but the issue with China is it could be warm and still rain. So it depends on the rain, I think.
It was really hot last time around, wasn't it?
It was boiling. If it doesn't rain, Ferrari, McLaren probably going to have the best pace. Because Ferrari last year in all of the warm races, Monza, Monaco, had insane pace at times. Cota, ridiculous pace. So I feel like Ferrari, if it doesn't rain, are going to look good. Red Bull, I'm going to worry for because Red Bull's weaknesses in that RB21 and the 20 was high speed corners and medium speed corners, and China is like 80% that outside of the hairpin and turn one. Because Max's goal complaint was I can't brake and I can't turn. Now, in low-speed corners, you just slam on and turn. It's not that bad in any car, really. But high-speed corners where you have to, like, tap the brakes and stuff, if he can't brake, he's just going to go flying. So, I'm worried for them. And I'm worried for Lawson, too, because he had a really bad weekend.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty really shocking, to be fair.
And China's not an easy track. And especially if it rains again, tricky conditions again. And he's only had a week. He's only had a week in it between these two races. So he's not had a lot of time to sort of like figure it out what went wrong and stuff. So I'm worried for him. The Mercs, I feel like, will be comfortably like 6th, 7th. I think they'll be somewhere around there. Because they weren't great in China last year.
Do you think Ferraris will be better?
I think, again, if it doesn't rain, I think they'll be better. I think they will be the second fastest car if it doesn't rain.
Yeah,
I believe that. I believe that 100%. Because they were decent in practice and quali.
I know, yeah, they were, yeah.
They were like Leclerc had a lap time deleted, where if it hadn't been deleted, he'd have been second.
It was the way that, like, I feel like Hamilton's always stuck behind what I would assume is slower cars in front of him for so long than he used to. Like, he never like that normally. Even in the rain, he was just behind Albon, and like Albon's car's faster, Williams is fast in straight lines and stuff like that, obviously, but like he was behind so many cars for so long, and he just couldn't get further forward. And when he closed the gap into DRS, it was just still not enough for him to get past. Like,
I think it's partly to me, he just didn't want to crash.
Yeah, maybe. Didn't want to ruin it in the first.
Because you could tell, like, you could tell watching him race, like he was giving it, but he wasn't like comfortable enough to like send it like he would in the Merc on people. Like it was like hard. It was like very respectful driving. Like I'm gonna try to overtake you, Albon. I'm not gonna shag it down your inside like Max would do. I'm gonna have a look, but if you move a little bit, then I'm not gonna hit you. I'm gonna back out. And that's what it was like for him the whole. Like even in the first corner, when Leclerc dived him in the first corner, if he had held his line, he probably would have snapped Leclerc's front wing off.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He braked and ended up losing 3 positions. He gave it up completely. So it felt very like I'm not super comfortable with the car, so I'm just not gonna crash. Basically, that's what it felt like watching a race. Even when he got done by Piastri in the last lap, didn't he? Through the high speed sector. Like,
yeah,
all he needs to do there is hold position, and Piastri either breaks or hits him. But he if you look, he moves over for him almost to let him do it. Whether he thought Piastri wasn't going to be able to stop, I don't know. But you can see he kind of jinks the car and lets him go around the outside of him. Whereas I'm like, if that's Lewis from 2017, that Merc's in the middle of the road, and he either hits him or he breaks. And like, he ain't moving out the way for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I think it's just a comfortability thing for him. I think you got to give him time, man. You got to give him. Michael Schumacher got out raced by Eddie Irvine in his first race, bro. Like people forget that. So it's gonna take him time, I think, because it's a different system, everything. So
yeah, I just realized that I was away to put my tweet out, and then just before I posted it, I realized that I put the Project Magma roster. I put the wrong Twitters. It was the other team's Twitters I copied and pasted. I was lucky. It would have been them straight after Project Magma winning. So Alex Hulks is the MVP. Control C. There we go. And then put him in that post here. Right. So, are you busy tomorrow evening?
I'll have to double check for you because it depends. Now I've sent the editing project. I've sent it off. I just need to have final go ahead.
Ah, okay, that's fine.
From Mr. DeReal that he's got everything he needs from me, and then if he does that, I'm happy. But yeah, I mean it's an hour and 40-minute video on how to play Hardpoint.
Oh, I maybe need that myself, mate.
It's 14 chapters, and it breaks down everything you hear me talk about. It breaks it all down with examples, everything, like terminology. It's very much a complete guide. I can't lie to you. Like all my knowledge is basically in that with him. So
yeah,
should be a good one.
Nice. That sounds good. Yeah, that's fine. Because tomorrow night I've got, like I said, I've got Rocket League, but then even after that, after Rocket League cast, I've got fucking Triz for his Division 2 Grand Finals.
Yeah. So I mean, if I'm not busy, I'm happy to hop in. Do you know what time it is?
8 o'clock as well.
8 o'clock. Okay, so I'm not in work tomorrow, which is nice. But I'll see. I'll sort of jump on people and see if I can get some answers quick. And then if I'm good to do, I'll jump in. I'm happy.
Yeah, no worries. That'd be cool. If not, just let me know as well. I'll set up either way for both, but just in case. And hopefully no that shit happens again. But yeah, the listening is fun. It's just making it work is the hard part, and making
a lot
work at the same time.
lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
that can go wrong at any time. So.
Yeah, so it was fun, but it was tough to go kind of set up properly. But at least it works, and hopefully that's the way it continues. But I need to find a better way because Parsec, I don't know what it is, but Parsec's it's shit for viewing, like for you, but it's also like I don't know if that's what's causing the crash after so long, like because obviously the issue that I had with error and all that. I don't know if that's causing it, but
yeah, maybe it's like a memory limit or a time limit, maybe.
Yeah,
because obviously we hadn't ever actually gone past 4 maps on it.
Yeah, but then people do this ECL on it. That's what they use on what do you call it? So
fair enough.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just a paid one or a better version. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But yeah,
Yeah,
Got match
I hear
point
that.
finals next week as well for Apex on Wednesday as well.
Oh shit!
Too much. Yeah, right.
No rest for the wicked, my friend.
I need to go